If you're currently shopping for or own one of the Bass Tracker Classic XLs or the 170, you'll notice that the top aluminum rail doesn't have any type of bumper or any type of guard. Well, I'm going to show you a very affordable and very easy to install solution that'll help solve this problem. And in this video, I'm going to help take you from this all the way to this. And all that's coming up right here on Live to Fish. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live to Fish, and whether you're looking at the Classic XL or the Pro 170, either one has an issue with that rail not having a bumper or a guard. I'm going to show you a very easy to install and very affordable solution. It all starts with this product here. This one's by Comfortology, and it's a furniture edge and corner guard set. Now the parents out there will be familiar with this from their kids. This is something you put around furniture to make sure the infants don't get their noggins bumped on the coffee table, the corners, that sort of thing. Protects the furniture and protects the kids, so why not protect the boat? Now I told you this installation's easy. It's not going to get difficult. You have about 17 feet on the boat, 18 feet of this edging per package, so buy two packages, one for the right side, one for the left side. Comes with all the tape you're going to need. That's 3M double-sided sticky tape. Some of the stuff is already pre-installed, and that's just for the corners, not for the rest of the edging. Now there's no need to take notes. I will be leaving all the information on where to purchase these items in the video description below. I'm not going to go with any specific brand, but I am going to send you to where you would find it on Amazon. And as I stated, the corners have the double-sided 3M tape already applied, and again, these things are very pliable, very shapeable, and again, the hardest part of the entire installation is trying to get that extra 3M tape that they give you onto the rest of the edging. Now because this is for furniture and not specifically made for a boat, you're going to get way too many corners than you need, but that's okay, because if you ding something up, at least you'll have some spares to throw on there and replace the stuff. And they provide plenty of the double-sided tape, and again, this was probably the hardest part of the installation, is getting that double-sided tape on both sides of that bumper guard. And when I say both sides, I'm not talking about front and back. I'm talking about like there's an upper side and like a lower side lip to it. Now at the time of this video, I did pay $18 per package. I got two packages, so $36 total shipped through Amazon Prime. Now here I'm going to hold up the inside of what I'm talking about here. It's kind of really flexible, and you have a top lip and a bottom lip. That's where you're going to put the two strips of the 3M tape. And again, because it's so pliable, it makes it very difficult to attach the tape to this material. A lot of that has to do with the fact this thing was coiled up and it just has a lot of memory retention, so it wants to fight you the whole time you're trying to put it in. But let's start with the corner pieces because it's the easiest, and it also gives you the best example of how we're going to do the install on these. And keep in mind, you're going to have an easier time than I am doing this because I'm doing it with one hand while I'm holding the camera with the other. So basically the one side is already stuck to it. You just need to take the backing off the other side, and now it exposes that adhesive. So once you've gotten all the backing off and everything, then you can just go ahead and size it up to the corner that you want to put it on. Again, I put them on the back corners. I did not put it on the front or the bow of the boat, and there's a reason for that because the angle of it wasn't exact to the way these corners are cut. So it kind of looked kind of odd and kind of pushed out and wasn't giving good coverage on it. And if you're at all familiar with the adhesive on the 3M tape, you know that this thing is going to stay on there once you attach it. Okay, so now that we're done with the corners, we're going to move on to the main bumper portion. Now, it does not come with instructions, and again, just to spare you some time so you don't mess up, you're going to put a strip of this on, like I said, both sides of that edging, both sides of the interior. Now, when I did the install here, you're going to see that I left a little bit of lip at the end, and that's to cut it off to make sure that that adhesive is right up against that edge and there won't be any peeling back of the bumper once I put it on. Now, since you're working with a coiled material, again, this thing was coiled from the outside in. As you're working in, it just gets worse and worse, and it gets harder to keep it straight so you can get that double-sided tape in there. And now you just repeat the process for the other side and make sure that you definitely leave some overlap there to make sure you have coverage with the adhesive. Here's what it's going to look like once you trim off that overlap and again line it up with that corner. It's not going to be perfect. That seam is not going to be, not noticeable. You're definitely going to see it. But you definitely want to use these ridges here along the aluminum as a guide as you're kind of stringing this along and attaching it to the side. Now there's 5 little grooves in here, and what I did is I basically made the edging or the bumper the 6th groove. So as I counted 5 grooves down, the 6th was basically where this thing started attaching. So once you've wrapped it all the way around to the front, now you can go ahead and do the other side. Just repeat the same process all over again. Do it, again, line it up against that corner from the back, start working your way up to the front. Now where you put that seam where it ends is going to be up to you. I didn't want to put it right at the bow, only because I didn't want that seam right at the front where it's going to get water splashed on it and maybe it would separate. So I kind of put it off to the side. The seam there worked a lot better than it did at the back where the corners come in, because the corners, I think the material kind of bends a little bit too much and kind of creates an angle there. Keep in mind that you will have some scrap pieces left over, but that's a good thing because if this does get dinged up, you can do some easy, quick patch repairs. An inexpensive way to really protect your investment. And if this is something you're interested in doing, I will have the links to the products down in the video description below. And if this tutorial was useful to you, don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to share it out to some friends, feel free to do so. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know if you've done this to your own boat, and let me know if there's other modifications you want to see done to the Bass Tracker Classic XL or the Tracker 170. So until next time, be safe, be well, and as always, live to fish. Tight lines, everybody.